Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Another episode of
Welcome.
Chidulthood.
Yes, yes. Welcome back to Chidulthood. You have Mona Pink and Cheyenne here with you again. We are so happy to be here. So, today's episode, we are just going to basically interview one another. I have some questions written down here. It's going to be a little short video. We want you guys to get to know us, and I'm still getting to know my sister, being that although we were both adopted, we were adopted by different parents, as you guys know. So I don't know everything about her. So cool. So I wrote down simple questions at first just to get my mind rolling, but I know these questions like, oh, what's your favorite color? Her favorite color is pink, and we ended up having the same favorite color. That's crazy. That's really crazy. And also, we both also grew up liking law, although she changed her major into doing like acting and stuff like that. I think that was interesting too. So those are like two things that I think that we're similar with. Also, we were both like high achievers and very ambitious. So that's, I would have asked those questions like, oh, okay. But yeah. Anyway,
She
so
doesn't like me to answer much of the questions. She just answered both of those questions.
yeah, because I already know. That's what I'm saying.
But they don't know.
Okay. Now you guys know. Um, Let me ask you this question. If you could meet anybody in the world, dead or alive, who would it be?
Maya Angelou, hands down.
Okay, Maya
Hands
Angelou.
down. She has been a mentor. She's been a teacher. She's been a mother in many ways. She lived an amazing life, and the more
Nice.
I come to know about her, it like almost makes me emotional. Like she's probably one of like the most amazing people that ever lived.
Wow. All
Um,
right.
and if I could
Nice.
like write a documentary about her life, like it's like whoa, like I would definitely. I was so heartbroken when she passed. I was
Okay.
absolutely heartbroken.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to move on to a different question. The next question is, how old were you when you had your first love?
Okay, this is a very complex question. Um,
Hmm.
because love means so many different things in different stages of your life. So it's like your first love is never, I would say, I don't think that anyone's first love, especially if it's like really young, it's a love that you knew at the time. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
That's like what you knew at the time. Okay, to answer the question, I think the first person I loved was I was in middle school, and it was this young guy. His name was Michael. He was dark skinned.
Ooh, Michael.
Yeah, like he was just like, we were really good friends. He ended up transferring out of the school, and we still even kept in contact. And what's interesting about him is that literally, okay, so this day, like Chris, the who's like my father figure, um, he picked me up from middle school one day, and I went to middle school right around the corner from my house. So the name of my middle school was Explore Charter School. And I was walking home one day, and Michael had came to visit because, like I said, he didn't go to school anymore. So like we probably chatted in the playground for a bit with friends. And then my stepdad came to pick me up. And literally at the corner when we said goodbye, like we literally went around the corner, he crossed the street and he got hit by a car. We did not even know that he got hit by a car. It was his shoe. His shoe flew in front of us, and we was like, what was that? I see old boy in the middle of the street. I'm like, nah, this is crazy. Like
Whoa.
he got up, like the adrenaline, he got up and ran across the street. Come to find out, he actually broke his leg. And I was just like, oh my, and the person who hit him ran off. And, we made sure to
Is
call.
he okay? Is Michael okay?
Yeah, he's definitely okay now. We are not in like communication. I have him on Facebook and stuff like that, but at the time, like I would say that I genuinely did like love him. As far like not the love like now, but I'm just saying in middle school, like I loved him.
Okay. All right, next question. What is something that you never told me about me, or how you feel about me, or anything about me that you never told me?
Something that I've never told you about you. I don't know what that means right now.
Maybe you would say Mona's too strict. I don't know, something like that. And you don't want to tell me that or Mona's too outgoing.
I already told you that though. I didn't mean you were too outgoing.
Well, tell the world that. Go ahead, tell them that. Tell them what you said.
I said that Mona, or I'm not going to say what I said because I can't even quote myself because how I'm remembering that situation might be different from how it actually happened. But what I wanted to express to Mona was that I began the question with, I thought that I was an outgoing person. I thought that I was a people person. But I learned that I actually am a very cautious person. So I hold both those two things kind of in my pocket. And I thought, once I've been around Mona is a person who really leans in. Like she's outgoing. Sorry. Oh man. She is very outgoing.
Wow.
She will meet anybody, make a connection, and be planning the next trip with them. That's what I'm talking about. Like I've seen it myself. We're in the doctor's office. And she meets this girl sitting across from her, and the girl was real nice, like genuinely nice, and add her on Facebook and all this stuff. And I think this definitely has something in connection to do with Mona's experience with network marketing, which I would love to ask her more about. But she this girl, she got her Instagram or whatever, and she's like, yeah, you should come on a trip with me to Jamaica. And I'm looking at her like, girl, you don't know this girl. Like, why would you invite her out the country with you? Like, I wouldn't have taken that step.
Yeah.
It's like certain things like Mona do. I'm like, whoa, like they surprised me. I'm like, oh, like, so it's about it's less about like a critique on Mona. It was just about my reservations. Like, oh, I would have never did that. Like, that's crazy. Oh. And so Mona moves real different. Like she moves so freely that sometimes it startles me, but it also inspires me. So it's like both of those things. Like, oh, like, so it's like, that's one of the things, but that's one of the things I told you.
Y'all can comment on what y'all think about that. We already had a whole conversation about that for a long time. Okay. Next question. Is this something that you can't live without?
What?
Is there something that you can't live without?
Okay. Human beings are resilient. There's a lot that we can put up with. And God can't give, I don't believe he will give you more than you can bear. But there's a lot of time. Like, I feel like God really be looking at us because he created us like as his little superheroes, his little people that can really do it. And we don't always look at ourselves the way God sees us. So when God over here talking about, it's all right, like, she'll, like, without that person, she gonna live. Like, she gonna push through. I'm over here like, I cannot see a life without this person. So one example is my mother. I literally cannot envision, I don't want to envision a world where my mother does not exist. And it's not to say that I could lose anybody else in my life. That's untrue and that's not a fact. If I lose anybody in my immediate family, it will be clipped for me. But my mother, like, I don't even want to imagine a world like I'm already having conversations with God. Like, bro, if you take my mother, I don't even know. Like, me and you gonna have to talk. Like, we gonna have to war for like years because I don't know what's about to happen.
It could also mean, it don't have to be someone. It can mean something. So is that your something? Like, that was the first thing you thought about, like, oh yeah, I can't live without my mother. Is that why you said that?
I said that because that's a fear. Honestly, that's a fear.
Understood. 100%.
I literally, I can't imagine. Like, I can't.
Okay.
Like,
I feel you.
Okay, what? I have something that I can't live without. Material things. I can't live without, honestly, which is like functionality. I can't live without Summer's Eves. I need Summer's Eve.
Really? That's serious. Oh God.
Like,
Good night. Next question.
I need shea butter. I need shea butter. I need natural moisturizer. The world go to a place where we don't even have natural products, I'm done. Like my whole skin, all
Miss
my skin is
Palacio.
done.
Next question, Miss Palacio. If you could go back in time, what would you change, or would you change anything at all?
I can't live with regrets. Everything in my life is
Let's get
trajectory
it.
up to now, and I just gotta accept that, embrace that. And without those, I can't. I'm an amalgamation of all the mistakes, all the the stumbling blocks. So you just gotta
Okay.
re-engage with how you look at that. But I don't have no
Okay.
regrets.
Let me ask you this question. Was me, Mona Pink, always the sister you wish you had? That's a serious question.
Wait, that's a serious question.
Yeah. Was I always the sister
I
you wish you
grew up
had?
with sisters too.
I know, but now I am. I know we're not trying to compare blood or not blood, but Palacio. Let's
Let's
just use
not do that.
fucking Palacio.
Let's
All
not.
right, but like I'm saying, when you met me, was you hyped that you met Mona Pink? What are you talking about? That's it.
Mona, we always have had a good relationship.
Okay, but that's not the question.
Was I hyped when I met you? Yes, I was always excited to see my
Was you
friends.
happy I was the person that I turned out to be towards you? Was you happy the relationship turned out to be the relationship? Because it didn't have to always be as a bond. Like you could have been nothing like me, not want to talk to me, thought I was ghetto and stuff like that. Because honestly, when you grew up, if I have to answer this question, I'm happy you turned out to be the sister that I was hoping you was being, because it was certain things that I would think about you, assume about you that I didn't know about you, that I was like, oh, I really hope, like, she's not really judgmental, or, this, that, and other, because we, used to go to church a lot, or do this, that, and the other. So I didn't know what type of person you was, but how they portray people that go to church, it's like, all right, I don't know, are we going to be this cool? I didn't know that we were going to be ever this cool like this so soon. So that's why I asked you that question. You could take it how you want to take it, but you could answer the question. But you don't have to answer the question. I can ask you another question.
I will answer it now that you've given me a little backstory about.
I mean, you could have.
I would say that I guess I'm a different person. I didn't spend a lot of time envisioning like who y'all were gonna be to me. I said that I'm gonna accept y'all for exactly who you are, and I just want to have a connection with y'all. So I didn't really think about like, oh, is she gonna judge me? Is she gonna be this? I was just interested in being present every time we were together. So when we met up at those restaurants and stuff like that, like it was just our time spent together. I'm grateful for our relationship. I didn't foresee any horrible things happening or anything like that. So, and I can say that honestly with all our siblings, like again, even when we're together, I'm pleasantly surprised by the people I meet that you reveal yourself to be. I don't really be working up in my head, oh, I don't really move like that with people. I deal with them at face value, and I'm gonna just give them love. So I was committed to loving y'all just as y'all are. Even if you were a judgmental person, like that, it would, me showing love to you and not judging you is automatically gonna change that judgmental nature, because people who are judgmental honestly just want to be accepted, and so they make judgments to kind of cover up themselves and stuff like that. So they just, if they feel like they're safe, they won't even judge people. So I definitely didn't have any like doubts or anything like that, because you always came with good energy. You always was willing to meet up, let's talk, let's hang. And I was like, facts, let's do it. So it was
I
always
remember when I took you on a date to Applebee's.
facts. I was so hyped to leave school. I was like, let's go downtown Brooklyn. I'm gonna meet my sis.
That was a good
That was
memory that I
fun.
have. I have two last questions. One question is, I have three questions. Golly. All right, I'm just ask these two. What's one piece of parental advice that you've held on to?
That you have
Yeah, happen.
this is advice that I would say I've held on to, but I don't know yet how to activate it. And I think you actually do this way better than me, because you've had to. My mother always instilled in me, you got to have your own. You got to do for yourself. Nobody's going to do it for you. And so I think
Absolutely.
that allowed me to take ownership of my actions in a way, like, yo, if I go somewhere, if I'm going to school, it's up to me to do that. Like, nobody else gonna do that for me. In this world, nobody's gonna take care of me, so I gotta take care of me. But I've seen you do that, so you do that way better than me. You lived on your own longer than me, and you're older than me and stuff like that. So I have a lot of things to look forward to. I want to have my own apartment like you. I want to move through the world. I want to do for myself, because that's not easy. So that's one of the things that I always have in my mind. Like, I'm not sitting on my butt thinking somebody's about to take care of me, because my mother always told me, no, you got to have it for yourself. You got to go out and get the life you want. So you got to figure it out. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to figure it out. Of course, she's like, I'm gonna support you and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, you got to figure it out, because you the one that's gonna be on your butt. Mm-hmm.
Period. Okay. And next question. Um, what is your most prominent childhood memory?
Like I told you, if I'm thinking about childhood, for something, it's that kindergarten. Like, you might hear me talk about it,
The
because
graduation, the
serious.
kindergarten graduation.
It's really like, that's probably, I think, even around that
Okay,
time, I think,
that's fair.
and I might be mixing up these memories. I might be mixing up the day I was adopted and that graduation day. I think because it happened around the same time. But I just remember those being very prominent memories where I was at my happiest. Like that kindergarten graduation where I sang the greatest love of all. That's like basically, that's kind of how I believe people when they said I was a singer. So every time I talk about me and my history of singing, I think back to that moment. And I also think back to just being young and being happy, like happiness was just like the baseline. I was just happy at that time. So like that kindergarten moment, like it's just always been,
That's
because I think
crazy.
there's just so much character in that. Like I sang at my kindergarten graduation. We did African dance. It was just like, wow. So,
Mm-hmm.
and that was me. I was so young. So that's one of like that's the memories I really do. Like it just sticks out. Like it always sticks out.
Let's get it. All right, last question. On a scale from 1 to 10, how comfortable were you answering the questions I asked you?
It was pretty comfortable. I guess like 9, 8.
Mm-hmm.
I was pretty,
Okay, that's fair. 8, 9.
yeah, pretty comfortable.
All right. That's all I have for you today. Yeah.
All right, child. Well, yeah. Y'all gonna see my next video of me asking questions to Mona. That should be fun.
Yes, yes. I'm ready. I'm excited. Let's get it.
All right, y'all. Well, this has been my portion. Thank y'all for watching, and we'll see you next time. And Mona, you're gonna be in the hot seat, baby.